sale of hotels saga. He's joining us online. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
I just read a letter that the NPRA issued, which is a directive to the SSNIT to suspend the sale of hotels based on information that was provided them. As someone who is behind this expose, as you like to call it, what's your reaction that NPRA has stepped in?
Good evening to all distinguished Ghanaians listening to us. This development is a very significant one. I will call this an initial victory for the masses of our country. All along, SSNIT has been defiant. Even when I petitioned SHRAJ, I intercepted documents that proved that they were going ahead full speed, neck-breaking speed, to finalize this deal. And that is why we had to mobilize and hit the streets and stage the hands-off our hotels demonstration last week, the 18th of June. I am glad that finally the resistance of the people, the voice of the people, and in this matter, the overwhelming majority of Ghanaians were very emphatic, from organized labor, civil society organizations, the chiefs of LA, the chiefs of Gamashi, and every Ghanaian, including those in academia, were very, very unequivocal that this deal stinks to the high heavens. It did not make sense. It did not meet conflict of interest standards. This deal was not in the national interest. And yet, SSNIT was defiant. So I am glad that the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, the institution that regulates SSNIT, has stepped in and has told SSNIT in very clear language that they should suspend. But I have been very careful with my choice of words. Remember, I have called this an initial victory. It is not a final victory, because what we want is a cancellation of this deal, not a suspension. A suspension could have a certain negative effect where we all think that it is okay now to lower our guards, to take our eyes off, and then we could be hit with a surprise where this deal will be resurrected. So we are going to maintain keen vigilance. The resistance will continue. We will not withdraw our petition before SHRAJ. I will continue to cooperate with SHRAJ. I have told SHRAJ that I have additional documents I have intercepted which prove that this deal violates multiple laws, including the Income Tax Act, including our procurement laws. And we are going to submit all of these documents to SHRAJ. We will continue to cooperate with SHRAJ's investigations dealing with the vexed issue of conflict of interest in violation of Article 284, Article 78, and Article 98 of the 1992 Constitution. So an initial victory, but because it is not a cancellation and it is a suspension, we will be cautious, we will be keenly following, and we will continue the resistance until the government announces in very clear terms that they are permanently backing off this transaction, which has never been in the national interest.
Have you had any petitions to the NPRA, though, that is necessitating this, or this is NPRA engaging in this action on its own as a regulator, having seen the public discourse on the matter?
It appears to me that this is NPRA stepping in as a regulator. We have not petitioned the NPRA. We have only petitioned SHRAJ, and we have only initiated actions in Parliament. Indeed, if you look at the business statement for next week, as presented by the Honorable Majority Leader today, the Minister for Employment has been scheduled to appear before us to answer urgent questions from me on this SSNIT transaction. So we have been working within Parliament and working with SHRAJ, cooperating with SHRAJ investigation. But for the NPRA, we did not formally approach them. So I want to believe that the NPRA has stepped in as the regulator. And you can tell from their own statement that they invited SSNIT to submit documents to justify this sale, and they have reviewed the documents, and this is the outcome. They are asking SSNIT to suspend for further engagement.
I'm getting the sense that the NPRA wants more information, further and better particulars. As an interested party, would you behave like an amicus curiae and go to the NPRA with the information that you say you have, which information you believe is the reason there should be no sale of the hotels owned by SSNIT?
I will be more than happy if the NPRA invites me. I'll be more than happy to cooperate and to submit all the documents we have intercepted on this matter. I do not want to be presumptuous to assume that probably NPRA does not have all the facts or has not seen all the ills that we have been listed, the litany of breaches and infractions. But if they do invite me, I am more than happy to appear before them. You know that in this exercise, you always have to make yourself available to state institutions, even to courts. There are other aspects of some of these matters I have pursued, which have ended up in the courts, and I diligently attend upon the courts when I am needed. So I are consistent with our conduct. If the NPRA invites me to submit all of what I have in my possession, I will be more than happy to promptly comply.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're most welcome.
That's the Honorable Samuel Ablakwa, former Deputy Minister of State and Member of Parliament for North Tongue